Hi, I'm Assia Boundaoui, the director of The Feeling of Being Watched. The Feeling of Being Watched is a personal and investigative film about growing up in an American Muslim immigrant community in the south side of Chicago that's been under surveillance for decades.
So basically they thought all of these mosques and charities were just one big front for terrorism.
Is there Islamic phobia in this country? Of course there is. I mean, is there, it's
In the FBI?
Well, I can't say that.
In the film, I investigate to find out why and interrogate what decades of surveillance, the effect they've had on myself, my community, and my family.
Come on, Osama! It's really hard to get all of you together.
In this scene, I'm presenting my family with years of research that I had been doing on Operation Vulgar Betrayal.
What's this?
These are FBI documents. So I found 1,000 pages of declassified FBI documents.
Everyone in my family knew that there was some kind of FBI operation going on. My mom had been interviewed multiple times, and other people we knew had been investigated. But this had happened over such a long time span that everyone had the idea that these events were disconnected, that this was a remote event, that time the FBI came and interviewed my mom had nothing to do with a family friend of ours being investigated, which had nothing to do with this other person in the community going under investigation. That's what's happening in this scene. It's the first time I'm giving my family an insight into all of this digging and investigating that I'd been doing, and also sharing this really uncomfortable feeling of finding these records that were documenting our personal lives.
So the next document, and this I'm going to need Mama's help with.
There was one particular document that detailed an experience that my mother remembered from the other side.
We were, I think, shopping, something like this. We came and we saw this bunch of women and men in suits.
Were we in the car with you?
I think, yeah.
We found a document in the file saying, you know, FBI agent approaches a man and a woman in a car, 2 children come out, and we hand them the documents about seizing the house. And those 2 children who walked out of that car were me and my brother.
It's been weird to find things that directly relate to our lives.
We were reading documents written in this bureaucratic language about events we had actually experienced and remembered. This distance I had as a journalist investigating a thing kind of collapsed the wall with me as a person having experienced this thing.
So creepy.
What?
She's like, blank has been surveilled.
I want to find out everywhere that our name is on a list. And there's a way to do that. You can sign a privacy waiver.
Seeing my family respond the way they did, with curiosity, wanting to know more, being outraged at what they saw, validated for me that this was important to the community too, that they also wanted answers, that anyone who had experienced this would want to know why. And it really validated me in that moment in my investigation that I should keep going, I should keep pushing through.